Hello, it's DurgaMata here, and I'm going to be talking to you about mindfulness. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is the basic human capacity to be fully present in the moment, aware of where we are, what we're doing, what we're thinking, and what we're feeling. When we're mindful, we're observing our thoughts. We're not engaged in them. We're not reacting to them. We're not criticizing them. We're not becoming overwhelmed by them. We're not judging them in any way. We're just simply aware, observing. That's the secret of mindfulness. You can practice mindfulness anywhere. I'm in the corner of a room because the phone needs charging up. I wanted to video this in the long grass full of flowers of a nearby meadow. But unfortunately it ran out of power, so it's indoors. The main thing is you can practice mindfulness anywhere. You don't need any equipment. You just need your own time to watch your thoughts. So try with me now. You can close your eyes if you like to stop the distractions of your sight. And if you hear sounds, let them go. Just imagine that your thoughts are birds flying past a window. You see them pass, but you don't get involved with them or follow them. Just observe your thoughts now for a minute or two. When you do the exercises that I include in the video, after listening to the instructions, just pause the video and give yourself whatever time you need. I recommend at least 2 or 3 minutes for each exercise. When we're mindful, we're aware of what we're thinking, but we're not judging our thoughts or criticizing our thoughts. We're just watching and seeing what's there. One of the secrets for making progress in any aspect of our life is practice, and the other is just to recognize where you are and don't get impatient with yourself, because we're all starting from different points. And whatever point you're starting at is right for you. And when it comes to making videos, one of the things I'm trying to learn is, where's the blooming camera? Because I'm supposed to be looking at the camera and I tend to look at my face. But without my glasses on, I can't even see where the camera spot is. We all have challenges and we have to accept where we are and be happy to move from there, not get cross with ourselves for not being as good as we'd like to be. Enjoy the journey. Mindfulness is the basic human ability to be fully present, fully aware of where we are and what we're thinking, feeling, and doing. As with any exercise, the more we practice, the better we get. If you want to build strong muscles, you go to the gym and lift weights. If you want to learn how to be the boss of your mind and fully in control of your thoughts, you need to practice mindfulness exercises. And I recommend you do them quite short exercises, but quite frequently, at least once a day. Ideally, 2 or 3 times a day. Just take a minute or 2 out of your day and close your eyes and watch your thoughts. And mindfulness is a practice in which we stay in the present moment and observe our thoughts. How did it go? Did you find it difficult? Now we're going to do a slightly different exercise. I want you to write down your thoughts. Just for a minute or two, take a paper and a pen or a pencil and jot down the different thoughts that arise in your mind. Again, be very careful not to get involved in your thoughts. Don't let them pull you in. Just observe how they come and go. And now look back at the thoughts you wrote down and see if you can write down whether they're past, future, present moment, or maybe just pure imagination and daydreaming. Analyze the thoughts that you are thinking. The mind is never still. It's always jumping from one thing to the other, and the start of learning how to direct it and have some control over it is to practice mindfulness. Take time just to observe where the mind is, what the thoughts are, to see them arise and disappear. Trying to catch the last little bit of sunshine because it's quite a grey, blustery day without a lot of sun. But there's a very thin bit of sunshine coming through the trees here, so I will try to make the best of it. There's a lovely family coming this way, but I'll try and get finished before they arrive. When we're mindful, we're in the moment, we're observing our thoughts and not engaging with them in any way at all. We're just the observer, the aware, and we're discovering for ourselves that we are not the mind. We have a mind, but we are not the mind. The mind is ours to rule. So we're not involved in our thoughts, we're not letting the thoughts rule us or overwhelm us, we're not getting affected emotionally by the thoughts, we're just being a detached observer. The next exercise I have for you, just trying to remember where the camera is. I think it's there, yes, aha. In this next exercise, we're going to use the sense of hearing to bring us into the present moment. So just take 2 or 3 minutes to make a note of all the sounds you can hear. What are the farthest away sounds, the softest sounds? Can you hear any sounds from within your own body? If there are any dominant or annoying sounds, don't try to block them out. Just observe them. One of my friends was telling me she was using one of my mindfulness exercises and the washing machine was on. She found it very annoying and distracting. And it reminded me of when my son was young. And I used to sit to meditate every morning, sit at my shrine to meditate. And he would think I was a climbing frame and climb all over me. So I decided it wasn't exactly meditation, it was more like concentration practice. So if you have a lot of distractions in your life, don't let that worry you. Just go from where you are and kind of take them into the experience, whether you're trying to practice a mindfulness exercise like this, or whether you're actually trying to do some serious meditation, the world we're in is the world we're in, and we can't just have ideal situation all the time. And so if you can have a mental attitude which is open and accepting, that helps a lot. So pause this now and do your listening exercise. Mindfulness is a practice used a lot in Buddhism, and the Buddha talked about the mind as a drunk monkey because it's always chattering and making problems, jumping from one branch to another, never still, never ceasing. So with mindfulness, we can learn how to slowly get to know our mind and direct our thoughts in ways which will help our life to be more peaceful and happy and less overwhelmed by stress and worry. Can you see the coot that's having a wash behind me? Scientists have studied the brain, and they found that unlike the way that they used to think that the brain is fixed, the brain is actually constantly changing. The structure of the brain is not fixed. Our brain is plastic. It's called neuroplasticity, and whatever we're thinking, the thoughts we have actually creates little tree-like structures in the cells of our brain, and if they're positive and healthy thoughts, that creates positive, healthy cells in our brain. And we have the power to choose what thoughts we're going to encourage. Mindfulness is used a lot in Buddhism, and the Buddha said the mind is like a drunk monkey. It's always chattering, never still, just jumping randomly from one branch to the next. So when we use mindfulness, we start to become aware of our mind, and increasingly we learn how to control our thoughts and command our mind rather than being a victim to wherever it happens to be going. Very, very important skill, mindfulness. One of the great experts when it comes to mindfulness is Eckart Tolle, and he doesn't actually like the term mindfulness because he says when you're in the present moment, when you're in the here, in the now, there are no thoughts. If you can get into the present moment, your mind is totally under your control and you're simply enjoying being alive. And Eckart Tolle says when you are in the present moment, your mind is still and there aren't any thoughts. You're just conscious of being alive, of being. Eckart Tolle has said that most of our stress comes from our thoughts when they're in the future or in the past. We worry about things that might happen in the future. We reflect on things that went wrong in the past, and a lot of our stress comes from that. If we can learn how to be in this present moment, what he calls in the now, then we find whatever is going on is within our capacity to manage. Even if there's a pain or a problem, it's only a little one because it's here and now. And most of the time, we'll simply be aware of what an amazing thing it is to be alive and how beautiful our world is. So Eckart Tolle is someone to look up and find out about. Worrying about problems that may be coming up in the future, or thinking about things in the past that we wish were different. This causes a lot of our stress. So if we can learn how to be in the here and now, in the moment, in this present moment, a lot of the stress completely disappears. And that is the secret for taking command over our life, over our emotions, and over our mind. Mindfulness is the basic human capacity to be fully present in the moment, aware of where we are, what we're doing, what we're thinking, and what we're feeling. Here I am in Walsall Arboretum, one of my favorite places. Thank you for watching this video about mindfulness. I'm standing on the bridge looking out over a canal, and it's evening time now. I'll just show you the sky. Missed the best of the sunset, but not quite dark yet. And I look forward to joining you in the next video, where I'm taking you on a journey which will help us to be in the moment, more mindful, more in the present moment. And to do it we use the 5 senses, and it's called 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. See you then. Bye.